The history of South Africa may be ancient and extremely tormented. Many consider it to be summed up in apartheid. Beyond the dark times and happy times 20th century, South African history dates back many centuries, from the settlement of the Dutch near Cape Town in 1652 to the arrival of the British in 1795, not to mention the Anglo-Boer War of 1899 to 1902. The history of South Africa is very rich and very complex due to the juxtaposition of different peoples and cultures which have succeeded and rubbed shoulders since prehistoric time. The Bushmen have been there at least 25 mil years and the Bantu for at least 1,050 years. The two people would generally have cohabited peacefully. Nelson Mandela, South Africa's first black president, following the first multiracial nationalities election by universal suffrage held in the country. Regarding the social development of this country of 1 million kilometers, which now has 57 million inhabitants, whereas it only included about 10 million in 19th century. South Africa is home to an incredible diversity of culture, most of which suffered greatly during the apartheid era. The country has a population of around 50 million, about 8%, 80% black, 10% white, and 10% Asian, and mixed race. The country has been hit on several occasions by large waves of immigration, mainly from other African countries including Zimbabwe, Mozambique, and Lesotho. It is this diversity that earned the people of South Africa the nickname of the Rainbow Nation. We find in South Africa the same phenomenon as for the rest of the continent. Europe has colonized empty countries, while at the present time they are exploding under demographic pressure. The economy cannot keep up, which leads to both internal crises and migratory surges. Big difference between Black Africa and North Africa, which has an Islam and civilization, a writing and an history. This is not the case in African countries which most
The population of South Africa is composed of people from different backgrounds, speaking different languages. There are 11 languages considered as official. The majority of South Africa can speak more than one language. The first official languages were English and Dutch. The majority of the people, especially native South African, use Zulu language with 33% of the population using it. There are a lot of South African food, like the uma, which originates from the settlers who took this kind of dry bread with them in large quantities during their travels. There is also the South African melktert, which is the national pie and which is consumed during tea time and more at home. It's very sweet. South Africa also has national pastries with the kokkiestroop at the right. There is the biltong and roller, which is a kind of dry beef sausage. They have also the Braaibotjies barbecue, which is a barbecue sandwich. The sport is very popular in South Africa. One of the most important and popular sports in South Africa is the rugby. Due to her record, the South Africa team of rugby is considered one of the best national teams in the world. In the same time, the first sport in the heart of South African is the football, with a large majority of the population loving it. South African tradition is not homogeneous but a blend of different traditions and culture practiced by different ethnic groups in the country. The younger generation from the above cultures is relocating to the city in search of a better life. However, in the city, they tend to abandon their tradition and cultures for the Western culture and lifestyle. Over time, a unique culture that combines the Western culture and the traditional cultures have been developed. This new culture is now evident in art, music, and food. Khokoi and San were the original inhabitants of present-day South Africa. The Khoisan were known as the Bushmen and were skilled hunters and trackers. Their tracking skills are still necessary for the fight against poachers. They are mainly nomads who live in the desert regions of South Africa. The Zulus are known for their shield-bearing warrior under the leadership of Shaka. They are also famous for the bedwork, grass huts, and basketry. The belief of the Zulu people is based on ancestral spirit which appears mainly in dreams, and a supreme being who is rarely involved in the activity of the mortal. Use of magic is common among the Zulus, and any tragedy or illness is blamed on the evil spirits. Ndebele are known for the skilled women who decorate their house in beautiful geometric designs. The skills are hereditary and women are tasked with the responsibility of teaching their daughter. The shapes used in the decoration are inspired by their fashionable bedwork. Ndebele women are distinguished from the other South African women by the neck rings and the striking traditional blanket. As non-verbal culture, South Africans are generally comfortable with physical affection and like to express warmth through actions such as hugging and patting each other on the back. A lack of physical contact can be interpreted as aloofness, unfriendliness, or a lack of trust. Some ethnic groups may find it impolite to make gestures with the left hand. Black South Africans generally favor the right hand. Putting your hand in your pocket can be misinterpreted and disrespectful, for example. Communication may vary depending on the location, with more traditional approaches being used in rural areas and people adopting more cosmopolitan approaches in urban areas.
South Africa represents one of the world's most multicultural nations. Those interested in doing business in South Africa must understand the way those cultures come together and affect business dealings. While certain rules seem to apply well in the most South African business situation, you must also learn about the individual culture of the people with whom you plan to do business and try to adhere to those etiquette rules. Since the end of the apartheid and its first democratic election in 1994, South Africa has liberalized the economy, enacted economic reform to attract foreign direct investment, and performed consistently well on various surveys of competitiveness and business environment. South Africa values proposition listed above may motivate the international marketer to rush into, take advantage of the market opportunities. However, international businesses should recognize that doing business in Africa, South Africa, is not without challenges. In 2010, the World Economic Forum Annual Global Competitiveness report polled executives on the issues facing international businesses doing business in South Africa. The top 5 responses were inefficient bureaucracy, poorly educated workforce, crime and theft, restrictive labor regulation, and corruption. In South Africa, many traditional established companies have not adapted their product nor their distribution network to the needs of low-income people. Instead, complex product of distribution methods designed for more affluent customers have been pushed into the market. It is time to re-evaluate the international business model and adapt product to meet the needs of specific market segment. Uber is at the center of new controversy and tension in Johannesburg, South Africa. Taxi drivers are protesting against the service seeking to establish itself in the country. On Monday, Uber, the controversial company in Europe, found itself forced to come to the aid of its driver in Johannesburg, South Africa. The decision was made following tension and caution during the protest around the city of Gautrain Station and Sandton City. Uber has decided to enlist the help of the local police to keep its employees safe, who will launch an investigation if the opportunity arises. The Metro Taxi Association announced on Friday, in front of the company office in Johannesburg, the competition generated by the success of the application, which runs the economy with cheap price and mistreats its driver. According to Reuters, the Uber company, which is founded by Goldman Sachs and Google, had to shut down their Uber service. That's why we took this example, because and see that Uber will leave maybe soon South Africa. And in South Africa, there is an application called SnapCab, whose taxi user app is available in Johannesburg, Cape Town, and Durban. It still encourages payment by credit card by assigning users smiles, a virtual currency intended to pay for future races in the future version of the application. Marketing strategy that allows SnapCab to stand up to Uber, currently available in 3 South African cities. Segmenting markets, in conclusion, is the key to reaching South African of all economics level. This suggests that the attitude and outlooks of consumers are more important than their incomes in determining their shopping behavior. To tap the bottom of the pyramid market, this is important to launch affordable products that can be distributed via multiple small and medium enterprises, and also, as we call it there, the mom-and-pop stores. New pricing models must also be developed to cater to the bottom of the pyramid market. Lower prices are not the answer to the challenge faced, since many segments of the market in South Africa tend to be brand conscious and are willing to pay a price premium if trust is developed. South Africa has a relatively stable economy, abundant natural and labor resources, and well-developed financial market. Growth in the coming years will be driven by increased investment as well as an expansion of trade and domestic consumer markets. However, international investors cannot ignore the fact that they will face daunting problems due to corruption, social problems, weak political system in the sub-Saharan region, and social tensions. Additionally, global players must be mindful of the marketing, operational, and logistical challenges in South Africa and develop proactive strategies to deal with these challenges.